Doors are open right now to Organized Coach Academy. If you have been feeling just so overwhelmed, flustered, frustrated, distracted, unfocused in your business, then I want to help. I know that when you have your business organized and you know the tools and the steps of organization, that you can overcome all of it because you just follow the steps. It's so great. And I went back from our last Q&A call and pulled out some of the things that the students have said. And two of them were about the checklist in the class. One said, I'm so proud of myself that I printed out this checklist and I have things on my calendar. I'm getting ready to go on vacation next week. And I'm like, I'm going to bust this out. I'm going to get these things done. And another one said, I want to finish this organization class and I've been doing pretty well. So I'm on module 5, which is organize your processes. And honestly, module 6 is pretty much done because I've been using it for a while for my launches. And the other one said about the checklist, I love this checklist. I'm like such a nerd, but checklists make me so happy because I can check off the things that I complete. Someone else said, I joined this program a long time ago, and then I had a bunch of crazy things happen in my family. And I was like, you know what? I've had this on my to-do list for a while. I listened to your podcast. I've been wanting to get organized because I feel like if I were organized, then I wouldn't have this scribbly mess in my brain. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you have a scribbly mess in your brain? So they are back involved, and that's the cool thing about lifetime access. You can come back in anytime and get that mental relief that you need. Someone else said, I feel great about my computer being organized. I love the folders, and the best thing I like is the numbering. It makes me so happy every time I see it. You all, it's the little things that I teach you that help you not only get organized, but actually be happy about it, actually love it, actually get joy and clarity when you go into your computer, into your business. And another person said, I'm just basically using and creating the structure now because as a new client coming in, the old stuff is older and now I'm creating new and I'm plugging things in as I go into this system. So it's moving in my life with me. And someone else said, this is the last one, I really appreciated the small group that we have here. It's so great to touch base with everyone. Okay. So if you're on the fence, join us. I want you in there. I want to help you reach more people, make a bigger impact, really be able to run your business from a place of peace and confidence because it's organized, because you have these systems in place and it's streamlined and you know how to find things and you stop wasting time and feeling overwhelmed and maybe even beating yourself up about it. Okay, you can join us. You need to join today at simplysquaredaway.com/yes. Okay, now we are getting into this very, well, I don't know if it's simple, this very concrete action I'm going to teach you that solves the problem of having 47 tabs open. Now, maybe you don't have 47 open on your computer, but maybe it feels like you have 47 tabs open in your brain. You start something and then you get distracted and everything feels urgent and you're jumping from one to the next and then you just don't really get what you wanted done. So this little trick is going to help you do that. Are you ready to work less, feel more organized and productive, streamline repetitive tasks, and implement systems that allow your coaching business to run smoothly even without you? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Organized Coach Podcast, your go-to source for practical tips and solutions. I'm your host, Tracy Hoth, professional organizer, certified life coach, simplifying expert, and most of all, down-to-earth fellow coach just like you. No matter if you think you're missing the organizing gene, have ADHD, or just love anything organizing, I'm here to help you become an organized coach with a business that works for you. Pull up a seat and let's get started. Okay, I am starting with the story because the reason I want to teach you this is because this is what just happened to me. And like I always say, and I think in my intro, that I am just like you. And I think all of us right now, especially in this world with information coming in all directions, can easily get distracted, lose our focus, just can't focus on getting one thing done. So we're jumping from task to task. And so I want to talk about that. I was just working at my desk and I noticed that I had a few tabs open and I was looking at one and then I would check. I think I was being focused in that I was staying what I was doing. And then I would go into my email because I needed to get some piece of information. And while I was in there, I saw something and it made me think, oh yeah, I have to do that. So I would jump into that, open a new tab, and then I would look down at my plan and I would think, oh my gosh, that's right. I have to get that done. And then I would jump into that task. Oh, and that's when I have to go back to the wonderful one. Okay. And we're going to talk about that task and or that concept and how to apply it to this sort of thing. So if you're new here and you haven't heard me talk about the wonderful one, it's a concept I use and that I teach, and I think that you should try to use it as much as possible. Now, it's not something you beat yourself up over or think you're doing it wrong because it doesn't work, but examples of using the wonderful one is having one 3-hole punch in your house. Now that might be kind of easy. You might be thinking, oh yeah, I do that, because who has more than one 3-hole punch? Because you only need one. Or having one place on the main level where you keep pens. Or having one folder on your computer that you have everything in your business located in. Or using one software system, like I use Google Drive. So I try to stay and keep every single thing in Google Drive. I use the Google Suite so that I have those products, they all work together, and I keep everything in there. So those are some examples of the power of one. It reduces decision fatigue. It reduces the power that it takes for your brain to think through where something might be located or what outfit you're going to wear, what t-shirt, what pair of shoes, like clothing. It's easy to do the power of one, to use the wonderful one by reducing the amount of clothing you have. I know some people can pull this off where they have a uniform. They have a black t-shirt and they wear that all the time. That's what they wear with the pair of jeans. And I'm like, that would be so nice to be able to do that, which we could. I know I used it when I went into people's houses and organized. I had t-shirts that all looked the same. Now I had different colors, but that was the most amazing thing I did, because before that, I was always trying to think about what project were we going to work on, what looked appropriate, what would be appropriate to wear to that. And when I got those t-shirts made, it was just the greatest thing to be able to just pull a t-shirt out, put a pair of jeans on, and that's what I wore every single time. It reduces decision fatigue. It just speeds things up. It makes life easier. Some people do this with breakfast. They have one thing for breakfast. Even if you think of the concept of the power of one or the wonderful one and you move in that direction, you are making progress. So let's say you have 3 options for breakfast. That in itself is so much better, and you're aware of those 3 and you can pick one of those 3. That makes it better than having, not knowing, having 20 options, having the whole internet as an option for what you should eat for breakfast. But if you decide ahead of time, there's 3 things. If you decide ahead of time, I use this one software. That's what's going to help you. And the other thing that just popped into my mind is the way you plan, the way you manage your calendar. Anytime you can implement the wonderful one, it's going to be super helpful for you. So as I was working today, I thought about the tabs that I had open, all these things that I needed to do. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to get one Post-it note, and I want you to pull it out when you feel yourself getting distracted. And I want you to write one task down on the Post-it note. and stick it in a place you can see it. I don't know if that's on the edge of your computer, not if you have 25 other Post-it notes on the edge of your computer, or if you just stand it up. I have this little box that it's something I purchased. I'll have to try to remember to put the show in the show notes. It's called Space Aid, and I could take a Post-it note and stand it up on the edge of it. They have cards that it comes with, and you can put your Post-it note up, have one thing written down that you are working on, and delete everything else. Like clear it off, put something over your to-do list, close out all your other tabs, and you are just doing that task. And when you finish that task, you're going to go back and look at your list or your calendar or wherever you type your tasks in or have your tasks written. And you're going to look at the next thing, and you're going to write it on a Post-it note or put it on a card, stand it up, stick it somewhere where it's visually there. You can even set a timer to help you stay focused, because if the timer goes off and you're all of a sudden doing something else, you go back to the task, but it needs to be written down on something all by itself. Because then I could look at a task I could look at my list and see, oh, there was 5 things written down, but I don't know which one I was working on. So write one task down, cover everything else up, get it out of your vision, and do that until you're done with it. And then go find the next task and just keep doing that. So that's using the power of having one thing in front of you. Another way to do this and think about it is when I have more than one tab open, how distracting is that? Because I keep looking across the tabs and seeing what I need to do. Now, some of you might panic imagining that I tell you to close all of your tabs, even restart your computer, and then pull up the one tab you need and work on it. Now, if that sends you into a panic, we need to work together, because I need to help you learn some concepts about grouping your tabs and keeping them in folders and having access to them so that it's not a panic situation, and so that your mind just doesn't have to see all those tabs in front of you and all that things you're working on and stuff to do. So in this moment, if that freaks you out, it's okay. I'm going to show you how to do something. I'm going to tell you, collect all your tabs to one browser and minimize that browser, and then open a new window and have only one tab up that you're working on. Use the wonderful one. Use the power of one to help you stay focused and not have the distractions luring you off every time you look up. So I know that sometimes you might be thinking, okay, but Tracy, when I'm doing a project, sometimes I need more than one tab open. That's okay. Remember, we're not being legalistic about the power or the wonderful one. We are using it to our advantage. If you're working on one project, then only have the tabs that you absolutely are using and need for that project open. Minimize everything else on your computer so that you just have that open. And to add on to that, write the task, and you can even write it in result form, like email sent. Write that on a Post-it or a card, put it on your desk, and get rid of everything else off of your desk. And that's all you're going to work on. Use the timer to help. So now you have one task written down, you have one browser open, you have one timer going, and you're going to complete the task. This is such a kind thing to do for yourself. Just think of your future self, like in 5 minutes from now. Think of how sweet and kind it is to do for that person. You're clearing all the distractions. You're being so gentle and kind. You're setting up a process that works, that helps them, that supports them to stay focused. It's such a nice thing to do. And this is exactly what I did today. I said, no, Tracy, we have one task we're working on. I wrote that down. I did the task. I went back to my list. I did the next task, wrote that down, did that task, completed it, went to my list, and it was so helpful. It's so helpful. So just know that I am the same as you and that I'm using the concepts that I teach in the Organized Coach Academy to help all of us get organized. And I use this in organize your mind, organize your computer, organize your processes. All of those things use this same simple techniques like this to help us get organized that any of us can do and any of us can learn. So imagine going through your business step by step, implementing little, not tricks, but little concepts like this into your business in the different areas of your business and being able to do that together. Right now, we're starting together to go through each part of our business, our brain, our computer, our assets, our time, and our processes. And we're going to break it down so simple and put these into our business, organize our business, streamline it, clean it out, calm it down, know where things are, have a process and a system. Like that one testimony in the beginning was, from here on out, she can plug it into these really simple concepts and practices and structures and processes. She can plug things into that. And going forward, it's completely different. You're going to run your business differently. Okay, join us today. Doors close today in Organized Coach Academy, and we're going to start a live cohort, go through every module together, enjoy our custom GPTs in each module to help us be more organized as we get organized. So fun. Okay, I use the word organized a lot. Hopefully all this made sense. Hopefully you put this simple concept, this simple practice into use and you see results. And I will see you inside Organized Coach Academy. You can join at simplysquaredaway.com/yes. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next week. Wait, if you're finding this podcast useful, you must check out the Organized Coach Academy. It's my course where I walk you through every step to get your business organized, to get yourself organized, to save money and time, to prepare to hire someone, to do all the things that you want to do in your business with ease. Check that out at simplysquaredaway.com/OCA. Also, I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but I would love it. It's my way of knowing that you're enjoying the podcast if you leave a written review. I have lots of freebies for you. They're linked in the show notes. You can find them in my bio on Instagram at Tracy Hoth. And until next week, have a beautiful day.